Today, free money for real estate investors. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on this show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is Araceli. Let's get started.
Yes, friends, you heard it right. Free money for real estate investors. And so how can we do that? Well, I put together a presentation today so you can see more. But basically, we're going to be talking about what are the government grants that you can get as a real estate investor. Let me get the presentation, and there we go. Hello. Today, yes, you heard that right. You can see that free money in government grants. So if you're a real estate investor, there is funding available for down payments on houses, money to invest in multifamily buildings, for closing costs, to renovate and upgrade existing properties, to help your tenants pay your mortgages, plus many other programs. So I know this sounds too good to be true. So here are the main ways that the government gives money away, and some of them are as grants. So a grant is a way that the government funds your ideas and projects to provide public service and stimulate the economy. So they're usually provided on a conditional basis that they use for specific purposes, and when they're given, typically they don't need to be paid back. That's exactly what the grant means. They give you money, you don't have to pay it back. They also have some low interest loans or forgivable loans in some cases. Loans of these type of funds that usually must be repaid. Some of them can be converted into a forgivable loan if certain conditions are met. Some of them have partial conditions. If you repay a certain amount by a certain date, the rest will be forgiven. So the ones that are partially funded loans or guaranteed loans are agreements made by the government to partially or wholly cover a lender's losses in the case the borrower default on a private debt obligation. So there's this three types of loans, well, no loans, but free money that you can obtain from the government. So the U.S. government spends about $18 billion per year to help people get free help and training to get better jobs. About $652.2 billion was given to entrepreneurs last year to start or expand a business. Millions of people get money every year to invest in real estate. Utility companies in a form of rebates to offset energy upgrades and efficient appliances. So there's many ways that you can do this. So where to find the grants and loans? There is different types. So they're federal. You have the state or provincial. It depends if you are in the US or Canada. This is applicable to both. They are also found at the county level. Cities and townships have that as well. Maybe Native American tribal governments, foundations, and not-for-profit organizations and utility companies. So all of these are ways that you can find them. And the type of grants for real estate, that's what we're looking for. It's for new construction, energy conservation or upgrade, low housing, new homeowners, seed funding, and private money. So what is the catch? There's always a catch, right? So these ones are very hard to find. So if there's so much money available, why doesn't anyone already know about it and they go and get it? Well, while governments are good at putting money into these programs, they spend very little on making citizens or residents aware these funds exist. So most programs are not even advertised, and private foundation funding can be even harder to find. So most grants, bursaries, and scholarship listings are hidden away so that only those in the know can find them. But the money is there. So timing. These programs change constantly, and some of them have a very specific deadline. And in some cases, you cannot start construction or repairs before it's approved, which make it difficult if you have a deal on the go. Now, this one probably is the hardest, the eligibility. This is very specific, and you have to ensure that you meet the criteria from being self-employed, woman, male, with certain size company or revenue, or a specific use of the loan or the grant. You may have to pay up front before getting a grant or a loan. This is kind of tricky because in some cases, even though you are pre-approved for it, depending on the type of loan or grant that you get, they want to see receipts that you actually completed what you said you were going to do before they can actually give you the money. So it kind of is retroactive. So if you are able to find the funds somewhere else, whether you have a home equity line of credit or another loan, or maybe a hard loan, and then set all your receipts back to the government and get your money back, that would be a great way to go. So it's just a little tricky because at the beginning you need to fund some of it or get the project started in order to qualify for this. So that's why it's kind of hard to find, and especially if you miss the deadline, not good. So what I recommend you to do is if you go to for the United States, a good place to start is to check grants.gov. They have a lot of information and everything continues to change. So if there's anything available, put it there. Remember, everything goes by whatever the current budget is, and they will set out specific criteria. So you need to read the rules and regulations and how much you would be available to qualify for. So the next one, you can start at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or also called HUD. So the HUD recently awarded nearly 10.5 million in grants designed to protect children and other vulnerable groups from health hazards in their homes. Many homes currently have existing hazards such as deteriorated lead-based paint, elevated radon levels, or pest infestation. In Canada, the CMHC, which is the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, also has some grants available, and it also depends on the province, so you need to check that, the availability. That's what I don't want to list anything here, because at the time that you're looking at that, depending on your country and time and your own requirements, you may have to do that yourself right now to see if you qualify or if there's anything available to begin with. They also in Canada, you have the RRAP, which is the Rental Residential Rehabilitation Assistance Program for landlords who offer housing for rent or secondary garden suites, and enables homes to convert a portion of their home into a self-contained affordable rental accommodation for low-income senior citizens or adults with disabilities. So you have to meet this specific criteria in order to qualify. And remember, there's always, you have to do some of the work up front, and you have to fund it yourself, whether it is with a home equity line of credit or another loan, even though you may qualify for it. But they will always want it to either inspect the property to make sure that that is being completed and that you can prove that you're going to be renting it to the specific criteria. In this case, you will have to rent it to low-income seniors or adults with a disability. So did you know that many local governments have grants that are not publicized? Some communities have funding set aside, but they don't publicize it. Often the only way to find out about available funding is to call or visit your government offices. Find the resident grant expert and inquire about available programs. So it's always a good idea to make some friends at this city and to find out and just start talking to people. And the thing is, sometimes when you go to the city, you ask somebody and they don't know anything. So you have to continue to look for the proper department until you find somebody. It's even within themselves, they don't advertise it. So it is, you need to really look for it and continue to ask questions. And when you find somebody that knows and can point you in the right direction, continue to figure out where, and if there's any other offices at a different level, at federal level, provincial or state level, maybe to you in your county or your city in a specific. For cities that are gentrifying, there are grants to remodel the front, and they give you a certain amount of funds for you to restore the face of your property. So I hope this helps, and I'd like you to let me know when you have secured or found the grant or a loan that is issued by the government that may have some stipulations that you can pay some of it only. Now you know how to get free money. Yeah, it exists. Please do your research because this changes constantly. And let me know in the comments how many grants you found. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.